Hey, what's going on, guys? Hayden here, also known as Zebs, bringing you another tutorial on a start to finish thing. I decided I think I might make this a series since a lot of people really love these types of tutorials where you make the render and then the second part will be like the Photoshop part. And this one will probably be called the devil style, I guess, because yeah, I'll show you an example. This is a render I made a little while ago. This will be what I'm showing you today. So yeah, I mean, the reason why I say is because the red or the orangish red looks very bright and things like that. So I mean, you can make a really cool banner with this. So I'm just gonna show you how to do this. Plugins you need will be Reaper X, Nitroblast, and Umami. I finally got that right, by the way. It's Umami. So those three plugins, and then the rest is just built into Cinema, not Photoshop. So as you can see, you go into your Lightroom, and then first of all, you can use to do this. You're gonna need a very bright material. It doesn't really matter what color, just whatever. So I have this material I made. I mean, if you really if you need a bright material, this material is in my store. I made a funky pack. It includes this and three other nice materials like this. So there's that, and then you need a grunge material. So I have this one. Like, again, if you need one, which I mean most people have them. If you need one, this one is in my grunge V1 pack, also at my store. If you want to check that out, it's in the description down below. But first, let's get started. So first of all, here, let me just get this set up where it's facing me. It's easier to work with. First of all, your first step will probably go to this blue square right here. Go landscape, and then as you can see, you're gonna have a landscape here. So you're thinking, hey, what am I gonna do with this landscape? Well, I'm gonna tell you. What you're gonna do is you wanna go click the landscape. You have your 4 settings here. You wanna go into object, and you're gonna notice a bunch of settings. I mean, you can mess with these, but we're gonna go to the very bottom, and we're gonna check spherical. And what this is going to do is obviously make this landscape into a sphere. So I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so I can fit multiple ones. And I'm just going to bring it up here, make it smaller, like so. By right here, I guess, yeah. And I mean, this is where it comes in whether you can mess with it or not. I guess I'll just have it like that. You don't have too sharp. Something like that, I guess. I mean, if you want to copy these settings, you can, but it's up to you. So I'm just going to duplicate it, like so. Control C and Control V is to duplicate without like left clicking, and then I mean, is actually a thing? No. Anyway, yeah, Control C and Control V to duplicate on Windows. I think it's Command C and Command V to duplicate on a Mac. If not, then I'm not sure. So you just want to duplicate it. And you don't want to have it side by side like this, because then it doesn't really look that realistic. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Go into here. I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna rotate this a bit, make it a bit more randomized, if you know what I mean. And then once you've done that, good, like so. I say like so a lot. I don't know why. I like that word. It's a good word. Quality word. I'm just gonna do something like this, turn this to the side, and then, hold on, so do I like that? Here, I'm gonna bring this one up a bit, like so, once again, and I'm just gonna add one up here, and I'm gonna add some up here, boom, and one more, boom. I'm just gonna kind of randomize these a bit more. There. Okay, cool. Cool beans. So I'm just gonna drag this behind the logo now. Slightly. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So you could do this, or you could push F2, and then right here you could just bring it behind, and then like so. Dude, I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm sorry. Here, let's bring it back a little bit, just a little bit more. And with this, I'm just going to, once you've done that, I'm just gonna make the depth on here. This is just kind of like up to you guys what you want to do, like personal preference. So I mean, now you have your basic layout. I'm just gonna move this around to make it look nicer. This is basically where it comes to like if you like something or not. Whoops. Move this over here. Move this over a bit. Okay, sweet, that'll work. So the next part will be, here, let me get that render so I could show you what each step is. So basically, we just completed this part. And so now what we're going to be doing is adding these atom arrays in there. So to do this, it's very simple. Well, I mean, I'm just going to add my materials now, I guess. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you have your materials on your landscape. I'm just going to cubic, seamless. You always want to do that when it comes to materials like this. Always set it to cubic and then seamless. And it's going to make your materials look a lot nicer. You'll trust me on this, like, trust me. So once you've done this, what we're going to do now is add your grunge to the logo. I guess I'm going to do the logo next. So just duplicate this. Duplicate your paths to your logo. And then just go to your Nitroblast. Once you've installed, which I mean, if you have Cinema, you most likely have Nitroblast. So I mean, yeah. Go 200 pieces. Quality to high. I mean, there's no really use to extreme. I mean, if you have a beast computer, then I guess, hey, why not go extreme? So I mean, down here on the bottom left, as usual, there's a loading bar of what it's breaking, so you can have a little estimate of how long it's going to take. And as you can see, here, let me just show you. If you've never used Nitroblast before, it's going to look like this, which actually looks kind of cool. But anyway, to do this, all you want to do is, for this tutorial, we're just going to set the grunge on both these, but basically the yellow is the inside of the logo, and then the blue is the outer part. So I mean, keep that in mind when you want to do something cool, like you'd have lava inside of the logo, and then you could have it flowing out when you fracture it. But I mean, that's just an idea here. So once you do this, go into your MoGraph, go fracture, and then open these up, plus, plus, plus. Scroll all the way down to the 198th piece. I don't know why it's not 200. It's kind of weird the way Nitroblast does it. And you just want to click all of these, and then as you have them all selected, click, still holding click, see this arrow pointing down. That's when you know it's going to go into the fracture, and just let go. And then all the pieces are in the fracture. You can close that and delete this for organization, and then do that again with this second one. Now, this determines how many paths you have. Like, if you have like 13 paths in your logo, this is going to take you a while. Preferably, I only like 2 paths, 2 or 3. 4 is my max, but I mean, 1 path kind of limits you, and then like any more than 4 is just kind of a pain. So I'm just going to deselect these 2 by unchecking that, and just lower the opacity to like 15. I'm just going to quickly render this out to see what it looks like. So this will take a second. So tell me how your day was, all you viewers. Perfect. Wait, let me make sure it still has the Z look. It does. Well, does it? I think it does. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes. So we have that. And next part is we're going to duplicate these unchecked things, and then we're going to check them again, and then go into this flower looking thing and go atom array, drag these like so. I just said it again. Set your subdivision to 3, set these both to 0.5. So once it's that, it's going to give you an outline, and we're going to use the this material. We're just gonna drag it in the atom array like that. So now if I render it out, let's see what this looks like. A lot of this render just kind of is personal preference, if you like something or not. No, I don't like that. Let's just do your basic nice concrete. I'm just gonna be that guy. Boom, delete that. now let's try it out. So I mean, yeah, I decided, hey, why not? I'm gonna do more series like this. Next week is gonna be the second part to this, if you guys like this one, and then after that, I might make another style, do a tutorial on that, if you guys want. I mean, it's practically up to you guys what you want. So yeah, I like that. So as you can see, the atom array gives it some nice effect to it, and then the next part is, as we see here, we're gonna do the atom arrays here. So to do this, all you want to do is see this blue square, get your platonic. It's going to spawn in to your scenery. Go into here, go to atom array, drop this in here, set this sphere to 4, and then your cylinder to 2. And then with this, just, we might have to make it smaller. Yeah, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And just kind of have it where part of it is showing in the red. So not the full thing, just part of it. Duplicate it, Control C, Control V, and oops, wrong thing. Just duplicate this. Boom, and then I'm just gonna kind of rotate it a little bit. Oops. Duplicate it again. I have this one up here. And then I have one down here, I suppose. I mean, I guess the bottom usually isn't showing in banners, so I mean, it doesn't matter too much. I guess right there. So that'll do. And then the next step we're going to do is the, let me see here, 11 minutes? Okay, cool. So the next step, oops, not Spotify. Oh, I closed out of it. My bad. The next step is, now that part is easy. So the next step we're going to do is these. This is the part where Reaper X comes in. So to do this, I'm just gonna uncheck my camera. The way my Lightroom is, I mean, I don't know how yours is. I'm just gonna uncheck this camera, and we're just going to get to your freehand tool right here. It's this orange squiggly, and then this first one, and just kind of do this. That's it. Go to your plugins, go Reaper X, drag the spline into the Reaper X, and it's gonna make this rope looking thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it bigger, maybe 45, and actually it might be too big. Something like that, yes. And we're going to bring the coils down a lot, something like 19. Have that, and then duplicate it. Bring the distance down a lot more. Have let's have one strand. And then the inner part is going to be the red. And then the outer part of this is going to be the concrete. So with this, what we're gonna do now is, hold on. I'm just going to bring it behind the here, something like this. I'm just gonna do that, and then let's see here. Go on the camera. I'm gonna zoom out a bit. We're going to duplicate it, and then we're just going to rotate it upward. I actually might do it, whoops, whoa, like that, and you're just going to, it's going to be kind of difficult, just going to do something like that. The reason we're doing this is because, in the banner, it's a certain dimension, and if you have it, so basically, if I was to render it like this, so let me uncheck these spaces really fast. So if I was to render it like this, you're gonna have part of this just showing in the middle of the banner, which isn't gonna look really that good or realistic. Same here. So basically, what we're doing is doing this, which I'm gonna fix it up, where it's like coming off the banner, so it looks more realistic. Something like this. Even, well, alright, that'll do. And we're just gonna do it to the other side, obviously. And we're just gonna do the opposite angle. Something like that. Oh, we might do it even more. Like that. And I'm just going to, I'm gonna zoom in a second, but I'm just doing this just cause I can maneuver maneuver this thing around, this beast. So just gonna kinda just match it, I guess you could say. Just bring it behind. Boom. So if I now did that, they, it's hard, actually, I'm gonna zoom in, there. So now they both go off the screen if I was to render it. Hold on. This one I'm gonna fix a little bit. I don't like the way it looks. See how this looks. There, that looks better. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we are just gonna duplicate this bottom one again and just make a something like that. Very simple. I'm just gonna drag it up. These are usually easier to do because it's vertical, so I mean, like that. Do I want to do another one? I guess. One night. We'll do an X. So we'll have another one here. Just gonna kind of rotate some more. Something like this. Cool. So now we have that. The next part is going to be these little things. These like splash looking things. Very simple. This just requires the plugin Umami. So basically what we're going to do is you have your 5 settings, go into your spline, and then set this to 360, 360, and then 360. This is a good preset I always use for when it comes to this because it basically goes everywhere. And I'm just going to go into your mesh now, go into this orange thing, get a circle, drag this circle into the profile spline, and you're going to notice this awesome looking thing. Just kidding. Psych. It looks disgusting. If you could pull something off with this, I'd pay you $5 via PayPal. There's your challenge of the day. If you can make something very cool with this, I'll give you $5 via PayPal. So anyway, go to your radius, set it to 10, and then, oops, don't do that. That's an example of what not to do. Just swing this down. Oops. Anyway, so now what we're going to do is just going to bring it back a bit into the spline. We are now going to, I'm trying to think here if I want to add more. We'll do this. And I'm just going to duplicate it and bring it to the, right side now. Where's the spline? Oh, there it is. Bring it to the right, and then we're going to change the seed by going to the random seed and just change it around until we find something I like. I like this one. So with this, we're just going to get the same material, the red material, drop it into the Umami, boom, set them both to cubic and seamless, like so. And I mean, that's basically it. You could add more if you wanted, like you could add some of these, do an atom array here. I actually might do that, just cause, why not? Set this to that, 4, and then 1. And just gonna kinda, well, I mean, this is just an example. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but I mean, you could do this, rotate it, add the red material, or whatever material you're doing, but yeah. So now, yeah, here's this render, guys. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's your boy Zebs, and I'm out. Peace.